Hey friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, you know I don't make it without you guys. Here I'm out here in Atlanta and stuff, running around, taking care of a bunch of errands and things like that. Just getting settled in. We'll be here through the Super Bowl and stuff, and gonna definitely just bring you guys as much stuff as we can. We've got the Pro Bowl coming up in a couple of hours. And hopefully I can find a nice place to go sit and watch it. I got to pick up some people at the airport this evening as well. But this is going to be one of those times that I'm probably going to piss some people off. And it's okay because heck, you either love me or hate me, and that's all good. But I'm trying to understand the Tony Romo dynamic. Because I was talking about T.O. this morning basically throwing Tony Romo under the bus and saying that, yeah, it's great that he's doing well as being a commentator and recognizing defenses and things. Too bad he couldn't execute as well as he recognizes now. And, fair or unfair, that statement is really irrelevant. But I'm just trying to understand the dynamic with Tony Romo, because the moment you say anything about Tony Romo, people literally go off. And they treat Tony Romo like he was the greatest quarterback of all time. Don't get me wrong. Tony Romo was a really good quarterback. Tony Romo won some games that we had no business winning. But in the grand scheme of things, is Tony Romo as great as the credit that he's been given? Because here's the thing that I've got to go back through in my times of being a Dallas Cowboy fan. I have seen it all. I saw the beginning of Roger Staubach taking over for the Cowboys and winning that first Super Bowl. Okay, from Craig Morton. Craig Morton was the quarterback that took the Cowboys to the first Super Bowl, but wasn't quite the guy. So you had Roger Staubach, and watching Roger Staubach throughout his career, and as Roger Staubach got old, Danny White took over. And unfortunately for Danny White had some incredible shoes to fill. Danny White was following Captain America, the cowboy player of all time. But here's the thing. When we look at Danny White, everybody looks at Danny White and says, Danny White's a loser. Danny White was 5-5 in the playoffs. Not exceptional or anything, and he had 2 games where he threw 3 interceptions. The Redskins, they killed him. But he went to 3 NFC championship games. 3 NFC championship games. 500 career playoff record, as opposed to Tony Romo's. And I'm not, because here's the thing, whenever I compare Tony Romo to anybody, all of a sudden everybody thinks I'm trying to hate on Tony Romo, and I'm not. I'm just trying to understand this love affair where everybody thinks that, oh my God, if we get Tony Romo to just walk back through the door and jump on the Dallas Cowboys, even though he hasn't played in 2 years and couldn't stay on the field, that we'd automatically be that much better in the Super Bowl. Or if he came back and became coach of the Cowboys, then automatically we're going to be in the Super Bowl, that he is Superman and the greatest cowboy of all time. I'm just trying to understand it because, hey, I know Tony Romo had some incredible games. Tony Romo has all the passing records, even though passing in the NFL is a lot different than back in Roger Staubach's day. As Drew Pearson pointed out, if they had the same rules back then, he'd be stealing. Because you can't touch a wide receiver. You can't even look at a wide receiver. Hell, if you're Tom Brady, you can't even touch the guy. But everybody, it almost is at the point of worshiping Tony Romo like he's even better than Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach. Don't get me wrong. I believe Tony Romo was really, really good. But I'm not sure he's as good as you guys, some of you guys, think he is. I know I'm going to get a lot of blowback and a lot of hate and everything else, and this has nothing to do with Dak Prescott on this comment. This is just in general, that you guys act like he was better than, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers and things like that. It was just that the Dallas Cowboys didn't have a team around him, or it was the coaching. It was never, ever Tony Romo as the problem. It was always something else. And I think it's time to really start looking at that and saying, Tony Romo did great. A guy who was undrafted. I don't know. I'm just sitting here because I just go through this over and over and over again with you guys just basically telling us how good Tony Romo was and how bad everybody else is, and I'm just kind of confused by all that. So anyway, I'm headed back downtown. I want to get some more sights and sounds and stuff of downtown and things, and I've got, like I said, more running around I need to do today and stuff, so I may not be downtown as much as I'd like to be. Thank you, buddy. But we'll see you guys soon.